Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
All right, welcome to the Indy Contributors call for January 13th, 2026. Um, do we have any particular topics that we want to cover today? Okay. This call is we abide by the Linux Foundation antitrust policy and the Linux Foundation Code of Conduct, Decentralized Trust Code of Conduct. Um, Let me put the link to the meeting in the chat. Just want to put your names in or anything. Um, Hoping Stephen would be here today to talk about the status of the GitHub migration. Um, as we should all know, um, we've been moving everything to the Hyperledger Indy um, GitHub organization, as we can see here. We're waiting to wrap up the Ubuntu 22.04 upgrades after the GitHub migration is finished. Any updates on Indy Besu?
Actually, yes. So many thanks for migrating in the Bezier repo. We really appreciate it. And right now, we are allocating resources for updating repository, pipelines, packages, releases, and updating libraries and dependencies and so on. And also thank you for migrating the repo with pull requests. We will look at them. Big news that was for last year, and I think it makes sense to add it to report in general. That's thanks CPQD and Serpro. Brazil companies now we have revocations with a full normal format, and because of this, and not only because of this, CPQD prepared a press release about using IndieBezo in production and on their experiments. And it is I'm not sure that it is published already, but it will be published soon. And we are preparing with CPQD a meetup. I think it will be LFDT meetup. Hello, Sian. So it's also information for you. So we will request for permission for preparing LFDT meetup about IndieBezo in production. Here from DSR, it is mostly technical information about updates and so on. Really hope to hear from Mateus from CPQD, to hear from him interesting details, use cases, how they implement use in the Bezo, in the on Bezo. And also on LFDT membership summits at the end of January, you can see and meet our person who is not only engineer but also with a lot of head of department and so on, Alexander Sherbakov, I think you remember him, and he will also tell about updates and our roadmap for Indy not only, but I think it will be one of the most interesting topic from him. So that's it from my side. I really hope that this year will be big and important for Indy we were discussing not Indy and especially Indy on one of AI conferences at the end of this year, or last year, and I want to say that people still discuss unknown credits. They discuss DITCOM with AI also. I don't want to say that it's a huge surprise for me, but some kind of. And I think it means that indie project still is not dead, and we can see it's in production in use cases with AI right now. I try to discuss it with some AI community members. I'm not sure that companies are very important here, but they work on specifications for AI, for identity for AI, and maybe we'll see something about uncred soon, but just my guess for now. So this is from my side. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the updates, Renata. I see that Steven's joined. Morning, Steven.
Good morning.
We would love to hear your update on the GitHub migration work.
Hang on one sec. Okay, just switching headphones. I think we're done. In that, so we moved all of the repositories from Hyperledger to Hyperledger-Indy GitHub organization. We left. We recreated at least one, I think just one repository in Hyperledger that is a redirector for GitHub pages that were published for GitHub pages based repositories. So when you move a repository in GitHub, there's an auto redirect of URLs going to the repository to the new repository. But if you care about the GitHub pages URL, that does not redirect. And so we left at least one in Hyperledger that it serves only as a redirection. So when you go to the repository itself, the README just says, "Hey, redirect over." And when you go to the GitHub pages, it auto redirects you to the new landing page for the GitHub pages. So yeah, Indy did method is the only one. So Indy did method is a GitHub page spec. So after all that, the index.html is simply a redirector, and it takes you to the new location. So that's done. We've done a PR in each of the new ones. Most of them worked. And the only ones that didn't work were, so I did a new issue was created and merged. Most of them worked. The only ones that didn't work were things where we were changing, where the Rust version was out of date, things like that. At least one or two of those have been updated since with the new Rust version updates in the build scripts. Oh, and the last thing was we did not change the artifact locations. So things like GHCR and NPM and those remained the same. and hopefully continue to work. So anyone who's pulling things from places will continue to get their artifacts from those from the same location. And then we can update those over time if we want to, and that's for more of the community to decide on individuals.
Awesome.
So I think everything's done. We also did the same for non-creds, and it looks like that's done. So it wasn't as bad as certainly I was thinking. And once we got down to it, I just kept a checklist and had them all moved and then checked. So I think we're good.
Awesome. So we can move forward with the Ubuntu 22.04 upgrade.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't think we broke anything, didn't make it any worse, I don't think, if you will. We could just go forward with it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. Great work, Stephen. We really appreciate your support in the community here and moving things forward. That's a great report. Renata, I may have cut you off. Did you have anything else you wanted to update on Indy Besu?
No, I think that's it. Some maybe a small detail, not only about Indy. DSR will publish in open source wallets and some kind of agency for issuers and verifiers soon. We planned to publish it in Hyra project in Identity Hub, but it also will work with, of course, with Indy, with Candy Ledger, and with Indy Bezel Ledger at the same time. So we located it there because of community, but it also will be possible to use for, oh, I have camera, for Indy purposes. So maybe
Cool.
you saw this wallet and this agency earlier. It's based on Creda and on bifold, so it can be interesting for this community, I think, also.
Once you get that published, we can add the links here.
Cool, thank you.
And then as far as this Indy Plenum, Indy node tests, I still need to dig into this.
Yeah. Those are things I don't think were affected by the move.
No.
Yeah.
And then did we have any updates on the did web?
Did WebVH, one thing that's going on is a conversation's been happening in the W3C community about a new did method called did cell. And so on the did WebVH call this Thursday, we'll be having Manu join us and talking about did cell and did WebVH. CEL is cell, did cell.
And what call was that taking place on?
The did WebVH call, I can put in a link to that in the chat. So all the details are in the agenda, and the agenda is right there in the chat. So it's did cell, DID colon CEL.
Oh, CEL.
Yeah. Let's see.
I can get it right eventually.
There we go.
All right, awesome. Any other topics that we want to discuss today?
I'm good.
Nothing from me, thanks.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming
Cool.
today.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks
And
all.
we'll
Have
see
a
you in
good
2
one.
weeks.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
See you, bye-bye.